Goroska twice here. That's an overbeater strike. Andrew Nevers. Cometh the hour. Cometh the man.
Bahaya. Lagi-lagi pengembalian dari uang yang melebar. Pemirsa di partai lainnya, Dejan Ferdinansyah dan Gloria Manuelide berhasil mengalahkan Kim Won-hu dan Macarthur melalui set 21-16, 21-19. Dan tentunya lawan yang akan dihadapi adalah pemenang dari partai ini. Sehingga
mendapatkan sudut mata yang terbaik, dengan ratusan eksplorasi. Setiap tetesnya dikemas dengan
The net there. Quick back it down. Carriage. Did you say that?
Yes. Yep. In fact, that's a very good expression.
All set to go for the second half, and as you can see, Macarthur have made that change. We wondered if they would do. It's Daniel Arzani who is replacing Al Hassan Toure for the second half to give what Dwight York will hope his side a little bit more attacking thrust, although it's been in other areas of the pitch that they've had problems. Marco Tullio opened the scoring. Jason Cummings added a second, and there might have been one or two more. So let's see if there's a response from the Bulls as the Mariners get the ball rolling again for the second half. Macarthur have been kept scoreless only once on their own deck this season. That was by Melbourne Victory. And a word of warning for them, Andy Harper. The Central Coast have scored 18 second half goals so far this season. That's more than any other club in the comp.
Yeah, they're in great nick. The Central Coast Mariners, they're really in great nick. In this game, looking pretty good, might have even been better. But it's a new half, and from Macarthur's viewpoint, you have to think a new game. Very, very manageable deficit if they want to roll their sleeves up.
Here's Benny and Kalolo in front of those Mariners supporters. Trick his way past Williamson. He'll get a corner first of the second period. If they do win tonight, the Mariners, they will close the gap on Melbourne City to just 3 points, albeit having played 2 games more. City involved in a big game of their own this weekend, away at Wanderers, who are in third. That game on Sunday. Ryan Caltuck has made his way forward. Triantis is in there as well. Kalolo to deliver. Cummings is on the end of it. Was impeding his man. You made the point, Hobbs, that Daniel Arzani, of course, born in Iran, and Ali Reza Fagani, the same. The cosmopolitan nature of the Isuzu Youth A-League.
Yeah, just I wondered. That's easily the case. Daniel's been refereed by Ali Reza before, but consider the cultural points do run into rather frequently. Great talent, Arzani. Has to fight for the opportunity to regain his starting 11 position. If he can be instrumental in a turnaround here, it's going to serve that particular end no end.
There he goes. This is Miller. Drew. He's muscled his way through. Jed Drew. Quite full for Arabuli. Two little appeals for handball there, I think. Never looks too flustered, does he? Ali Reza Fagadi. Montgomery's view is pretty clear. Let's have another look at it. It does strike the hand of Harrison Steele, but I think his arms are by his side. Not outside what they call, I think, still a natural silhouette. That's still a thing, Hobbs? They seem to change it every couple of weeks.
I think if it is, they should change it. I refuse to be drawn on it.
The Koreans often better the Indonesians.
Mike York, as we saw by the pictures, led the riot act a little bit to his troops after a first half, to put it mildly.
Good on him to, needless to say, he's got a lot riding on this. Team lifts the cup, first time of asking. They're well positioned in the competition table, and you just the lack of competitiveness from too many players in that first half. At home, Simon, at home. I mean, it should be non-negotiable, and London to a brick. That's what Dwight York's saying to his players, based on the depth and wealth of his own experience. You just, even in the most hallowed football theatres on the planet, you've got to roll your sleeves up.
Earn your right to play. Drew. It's beyond Arzani. Those are the passes that need to stick for the balls if they're going to get back into the game. But there's a bit more urgency about them, which of course Nick Montgomery will have expected, and they've got a free kick for the foul by Brian Caltack on Davila.
His body brilliantly over stepping the back to the knee. Disagrees on that occasion.
Arzani looks as though he fancies this one perhaps. Hamlin's there as well.
Very efficient.
There's Daniel Arzani.
In 2016, it got the reschool. It's the lack of young players, isn't it? The really strong
For the Central Coast. Floats it in quite nicely into it. Decent area, but Marco Tullio doing his defensive duty.
Arzani, that was most people expecting him to go direct for goal.
He was a silver medalist
Top
at
of
the Asian Championships. That's what.
Josh Nisbet into the danger area for Macarthur.
Arzani's corner. Caltack missed it completely the first time around. Again, just on that ball from Arzani, which was a good one. But where was the desperation of the Bulls players to get on the end of it?
Still on the front, but it'll be a work in progress. Succession of fouls now in favour of Macarthur, which is helping them set the tone. Saw from the most recent restart from the inside. Let's get the game going, keep it going. We've got to turn up the temperature. Don't want stoppages in play. We're going to keep on. We've got to get back into this game.
Yeah, by Aspro Potamitis. Silvero's so impressive in the first half. He's presented possession back to the Bulls since Davila now.
Today as well about the service from Seal.
Stay with him. So clever. He did that double up and Silvera to help his teammate out.
Yeah, Jedru just needed to be a little bit more proactive, anticipating the help of his captain there. They could have maybe stolen the ball. Again, that situation, still tearing back, Sam Silvera tearing back. There's no such thing. Known as a disfavourite line, as a lost cause. 7 minutes in to start the second half. The Macarthur team can say, well, the Mariners haven't been able to get out of their half yet.
Zani. Another free kick. Booking this time. Storm the culprit.
So they're pegging back. It's been at least half a dozen free kicks, I'd say. A succession of which has probably made Storm more guilty, although he'd say he got the ball and he's got a case. With Macarthur. The territory certainly with Macarthur.
Birthday card he wanted. Still through. Today. Free kick for Alzani. A bit further out. They're a bit straighter. 5 this time. Danny Vukovic. Have a go. Yep. The Cristiano Ronaldo type dip free kick over the top. All that baseball terms, not American sports.
It's been beforehand side. Now look at that.
Thanks for that,
The
Bob.
centre line of the court. He leapt to play that.
Down the line. Arafoli just caught on his heels.
Better signs though. For the comeback of Macarthur. We saw a good example of what we were talking about the other night in Perth. It was a beautiful number.
Umpire
Tulia.
confirming 21-13. Game
Outside of
lasting
the
just
spot.
15 minutes.
Ball over. He says no. It's Farrell.
It's sharp destiny.
Corner off Matt Miller. To the naked eye, so the ball has maybe gone over the side of the byline, but maybe not. The whole of the ball, of course, has to be across the line.
Iconic skyline.
Games of the World Cup.
Indeed, but still extraordinarily difficult for the match officials on the far side to look through 2 goalposts and 4 legs to be able to judge whether the whole ball's gone out. I think you've got to get it right. That's got to be more fluke than anything else.
Taken short by Tulio, involving Nisbet. Ball to bring it clear, but pick out Drew. Holman back into a bit of a corner here. Nicely out of it. It's well played. Marzani. Cummings chasing back. Yeah, under-remarked part of his game, Jason Cummings. He's not shy to do a bit of defending when he requires, and his release is a really good one too from Rue here. Tulio waiting in the middle, but Gerto there first. Over the top of Farrell. The ever-willing Jet Drew, who gets a corner off the fullback.
Overly convincing engagement by Drew of Jacob Farrell, but he wins the corner. Bit of open field.
So the two-time
on that transition. Miller gets the ball forward quickly.
have some work to do.
Drew with a good opportunity to deliver the ball into the danger area. Find the finesse.
Brilliantly in the opening game.
That's corner, and in found Azani, and that's a near post, that's forced in by Matt Miller. Against one of his former clubs, and the Bulls are back in the game, and still over half an hour to go. Well, this time it was the Mariners who clocked off from the set piece. And the Bulls are profiting.
Well, Matt Miller just too strong in the Harvey Norman replay. Fitting it was his ball forward which launched the attack. But Drew's corner to Arzani. Not quite sure if that's what Daniel had in mind necessarily, but it's worked a treat. Beautiful for Macarthur to get this little comeback consolidated. A strong second half or start to the second half, and they've got their reward. A foothold back in the match for Macarthur.
Third of the season for Matt Miller. Takes it level with Machana Arabuli. Two of the Bulls' top scorers. The Mariners made a change. Whilst you're watching those replays, Max Ballard has replaced Harrison Steele. Like for like change in the middle of the park. Remarked on their intensity in the first half of the Mariners, but the Bulls have certainly forced the issue at the outset of the second. They were very static from that corner, which led to Miller's goal.
I think it's
Final half an hour, we've got a
the
prospect
physical
now.
side of it. Players are deciding now that they want to give more attention and more physical discipline. Saucian Jay, it's about the only player now that I can think of, male player that goes to this level.
It's not going to reach that. Drew's involved in everything at the moment. Down below, on the free kick, there's been must be 6 or 7 already in favour of Macarthur in the second half. Because they really try and turn the screw.
Now it's the Mariners who have to stem the flow. And it's not necessarily that the Mariners have dropped off. Macarthur have stepped up, and of course this was the tonic they needed in the first half. They wouldn't have been so far behind, and it might have been worse.
The little guys and shots that he makes it mixed, he's using them in
Another corner. Which Drew doesn't agree.
Which sort of gets back to those close to closing comments on the first half. So the Mariners need to make hay while the sun shines. Games can turn quickly, and this one certainly has.
Salzani's latest corner is too deep for everybody. It's made a difference, hasn't it? It's exactly what his coach would have wanted him to do. It's the assist for Miller's third of the campaign. Back is for Miller. Drew. Cannons out of play off Silvera. Too tight for Miller.
Gives Macarthur the opportunity again to box the Mariners in, who 15 minutes of this half really found it almost impossible to get out of their own half.
Coleman. Zani foraging for it. Drops here for Jake Coleman. Gonna have a go here. And Vukovic had to help it on its way. And the Bulls are coming.
Well, deserves a goal on his recent form, I think, Jake Coleman. Ferrets this one out, gets away from Josh Nisbet, which is not an easy thing to do. Vukovic tests it, but passes that test.
Just a stern look is enough from Ali Reza Fagani. Takes no messing. Miller and Tullio being tightly watched by the official. Zani again getting busy, and he's trying to thread the needle. He goes down inside the box. And the referee says goal kick. And Marco Tullio has been shown a yellow card for something said to the Iranian-born official.
Well, he's suggesting that Arzani dived. Most of the Mariners agree. Tullio said probably more on the topic that he should have. Beautiful little change of direction. Great turn of speed. And I think he's clearly playing for the penalty there. Come off on this occasion. Don't blame him for trying.
Well, whilst looking at Marco Tullio there, the Bulls players are continuing to plead their case with Ali Reza Fagani, all to no avail. Information that Marco Tullio booked for dissent, as we suspected. Mariners just haven't got it going at all in the second half. For that, you've got to give the Bulls a lot of credit. Their performance level has upped considerably. That's a little example of it. Wooly Davila shutting down Jacob Farrell immediately.
Well, it's been a great change for Macarthur, most notably the mentality. But the way they're setting up as well, they're pretty much preparing to go man-on-man across the field, which is allowing them to push that extra player up the field and force the error, force the Mariners to play a bit longer. They've won every second ball in this second half, Macarthur. Game's turned as a result.
And Arzani has been sent to stage. Here he is again. Can't do a bit too much. Now he's looking to break clear of this stranglehold that the Bulls have got on them at the moment. Their lead is a precarious one. Bacchus, little break here for Villa. Use the body well to shield it away from Silvera. Still feeling the after effects. Sammy Silvera. Tullio's gone down now. No whistle. Here's Davila. Trying to go on his own. It's Jethro. What a save from Vukovic. Top draw stop. The outstretched left leg making the stop from Jethro and preserving the Mariners' lead.
Well, referee waving play on, no fouls called. That's bounced off Kaltak, and Jethro anticipates well on this occasion, but not better than Danny Vukovic. What a great save from the Socceroo keeper.
It's wave after wave of Macarthur attacks at the moment. Their corner, Jethro near post. He had a clean look at that, didn't he? Bachana Arabuli couldn't crane the neck muscles towards goal. It's almost like we're watching a completely different team. Holman. Vukovic should be able to head off Jethro.
Yeah, unfortunate. Holman just missed hitting that one. He's had another really busy game. He's looking dangerous down the right-hand side. Jacob Farrell's got his hands full. But there's not a Mariner who's risen above the pack in this second half, Simon. Nisbet's been busy, such a fantastic player. But really, they're prone at the moment, the Mariners. They've lost their advantage completely. It's all one-way traffic. And they're losing the contest. They're losing the second balls. They're being swamped by Macarthur.
And remember in the first half, Harps, that stat read 6 shots on target to 0 for the Mariners. Now it's all square. Ivan Vujic has got a problem here.
Won the ball cleanly. This is the way he landed.
Yep. Ouch. That hurts. A couple of minutes before he's back on his feet. Strangely enough, I don't think Nick Montgomery will mind this little break because Macarthur have been like a steam train coming at them since second half resumed. Maybe a chance for the Mariners just to regroup a little bit.
Yeah, well, what Macarthur didn't want was to lose the momentum, which that built, established, dominated.
There's Bulls' goal again. Mariners won't be happy with the defending, particularly the fact that they completely failed to track Daniel Arzani's run. And then Matt Miller had 2 bites at it.
And even so, this is what will come up in part of the discussion, I guess. Well done. Good fighting from Macarthur. But as difficult as this was for Danny Vukovic, the Mariners keeper, his position when Miller gets that ball is behind the goal line. Maybe just lost his bearings slightly.
So back up and about, but not yet back on the field. Look at how the XG has changed as well. Miller trying to stick tight to Silvera. This will go now. Foul by Jake Holman, and he's going to get a card for that.
Yeah, he's due one as well. But you're right, York. You think, well, I'd rather we put some skin on them at halfway than just let them go through and watch them as they ran away from us.
Which is pretty much what they did in the first period. Sammy Silvera, who was so good in the opening 45, remains down on the turf. He's had one of those second half efforts that stung the gloves of Danny Vukovic as the Bulls trying to turn this one around. Great save he made some moments ago, didn't he? With the outstretched left leg to deny Jed Drew. Sammy Silvera's stats tonight. Gingerly back up on his feet. Off the boots. Shin, I fancy, of Aspro Potomitis. Bushcock sorts things out for the Bulls. Still limping, Sammy Silvera. Hefty, wacky took from Jake Holman. Here's Ballard. Throw in for Macarthur. Miller. Rather aimless that.
Well, let's see how much. Remember, you were the one who suggested we should bookmark it, the stoppage for the Vujica injury. How quickly does it? Well, how long does it take Macarthur to get back on the horse again? Close down, fight, tackle, fight, deny space, pick up the second ball, get back to where they were.
Lolo has won that foot race ahead of Vujica. Chance here for the Mariners, perhaps. It's a bit unfortunate with the rebounds, Benny and Kalolo. Just opened up for a fraction of a second. Sammy Silvera is done for the night. That hefty challenge means it's the end of the section for him. There are a couple of boos from the home fans for Michael Roos, who's going to replace him, former Bulls player, of course. Bulls players want him off the pitch ASAP. Only too eager to give him a helping hand, which Ali Reza Fagani assures him is not necessary. He's going to have to get off pretty soon, otherwise he's going to get a card, I think, from the referee. If he is that hurt, then surely he should be getting some assistance from Mariners bench. So Michael Roos is with us. 2 years with the Bulls. She scored against the Mariners in the finals for Macarthur a couple of years back. Up in the air by Caltech. I think that was off the shoulder of Nisbet. Arabuli couldn't make it stick. Back clear by Farrell. Mariners really having to dig in here to protect this lead.
Well, it's a totally different game, as you've said, Simon, but it's totally different because it's turned into a war. The Mariners really just hanging on in that sense. It's not really at this point materialising into a sequence of great chances to score, and that was what the Mariners showed in that first half with their dominance. They really could have been up by 3 or 4 or 5 by half time.
Arzani, who's really made a difference for them down that left-hand side, still going. No foul. All clear. First place, Ballard.
Macarthur have done what they've needed to do to get themselves with a realistic chance of winning the 3 points at home. Back to 2-1. They've got, without playing particularly well, they've certainly got the Mariners back in their grip. And from this position, they'll need to believe that they can go on with it. Maintain the discipline, don't let the Mariners off with cheap fouls like that. Keep them under pressure. Keep closing them down. Keep out fighting them. And a chance will come, and then another chance will come. But they have to maintain the rage. Macarthur.
Field by Caltac, held top by Kololo. Little readjustment by Vujitsa, who's pushing forward down the left here now. Looking to float it in towards Arabuli. He was a fair distance out from goal. Had to try and generate not just enough power, but also the direction. Good run by the fullback.
It was, and it was a good little ball in too. He saw the opportunity early, and it's a long way out from goal. And you're right, Simon, he does have to put a bit of work on it, but if he gets the right angle, he's going to get a nice response from the ground at that. And to skip away from would have had to have been an outstretched Vukovic.
Michael Ruse, powerful runner. Great challenge by Ushkog. Bacchus. Still plenty of time for Dwight York's team. Sent forward by Curto. Drew and Jacob Farrell had a battle tonight. Foul's gone against the Central Coast, and Macarthur wasted it. Just a little bit over-eager.
Yeah, I thought that was probably a foul on the back on Tullio, in fairness to him.
He's giving it for handball instead.
Yeah, whereas Afghani is pretty lenient from time to time. He does let a lot of challenges go. As Davila looked to get things going immediately. I'm quite sure that Drew was on the same level of alertness.
Quarter of an hour to go. Aaron is still with that slender lead. But for how long? Drew racing away. The first touch was a little bit heavy. And a combination of Caltac and Vukovic saved the day for the Central Coast. What a chance for the Bulls. Drew was through. Cummings. Farrell. Little bit of contact with Drew, but no foul given again. Ali Reza Pagani says, it's okay, let's continue. Miller doesn't have enough of a trick to get away from Ballard. Holman wrestles to the ground, but no foul there either. Michael Roos will race away against his old clock. Could this be the moment? He tried to open himself up to find that bottom corner, but instead just skewed the ball, perhaps even off his heel.
It was an impressive burst of speed, and it was the right option, but just mishit. At this point, you'd think that would have sealed it for the Mariners. As tough as they've found in this second half, just the one chance might have been enough. It's the right option, but just cannot get the purchase. Macarthur still alive. What does Dwight York do from the bench here, just to keep the energy levels high?
Jason Cummings is onside here. No defenders around him. Philip Curto keeps the balls in the game. They were expecting an offside flag, which didn't arrive. Still with Cummings. That's a rather tame effort at the second attempt.
Curto's up. He's got 4 Mariners in his lap, which means there's got to be space upfield if Macarthur can play it quickly.
Marzani just leaning back as he tried to thread that one through for Arabuli.
Yeah, Dwight York just to freshen things up for the 15 or so that remain. He's got Craig Noon, who's not a bad player to have up your sleeve.
He's a potential game breaker, isn't he? Surely you'd be looking at him. Got Anthony Carter as well. Arabuli hasn't had an awful lot of opportunities. A bit more muscular perhaps to lead the line for the last 10 minutes or so. Referee not ready. Oh, Macarthur is going to get a card here, I reckon. Yeah. This is silly, really. Totally unnecessary for kicking the ball away, Macarthur. Cummings. Farrell. Skewed off the outside of the boot. So a tough battle with Drew down that left-hand side of the Mariners' defence. Nisbet. Kalolo. Cleverly done by the Frenchman. Farrell then runs into Bacchus. Miller. Ball's throw. Bacchus. Davila. Beautiful vision. Model control too. Alzani. Trying to weave his way through. He did his absolute best there, Daniel Arzani, but just latterly didn't have full control of the ball, and now he's picked up a whack to the head for his troubles.
No, but again, it was a great burst. It's like, okay, got them backpedaling. I haven't really got the numbers on my side, but what can I do to try and affect change positively for our game? And I admire the effort. The space closed up pretty quickly, but that was because the goalkeeper Danny Vukovic was steaming out to snuff things for his team.
I'll tell you what, a pair of Danny Vukovic's size 10 boots and studs on the back of your head isn't going to tickle either, is it?
Well, have the Mariners weathered the storm? That's why I look again to the Macarthur bench. They need an injection. They've fought really hard to get themselves back in the frame. Just need another little push.
And Kalolo get a corner, the Mariners. They've not had too many of those in the second half. Those who made the trip down from Gosford enjoying themselves, at least for the time being, with this lead still intact. Short, Kalolo, hang it up for Caltac at the back post. Not too much purchase on it. release upfield by Curto. Michael Roos is furthest back for the Mariners. Looks like Anthony Carter is going to be Dwight York's second change. Kieran Backus is now withdrawn, so he's going to go two up top. And Tulio. Onside. Holman with him. Tulio to clip it up. And Kalolo can find the corner. Good chance though that for the Central Coast. Hitting on the balls at the other end. It's end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Good sweeper keeping there from Danny Vukovic. Nice ball over the top. Inviting a half opportunity from Daniel Arzani.
Double change for the Central Coast. Paul Ayongo, who's been out for a while with hamstring injury, is going to replace Jason Cummings, who has a goal and I guess arguably an assist to his name. Putting the ball through for Tulio in the first instance before Uscock's mistake for that opening goal. Benny Kalolo has wandered off on the far side. Thomas Aquilina is his replacement. A bit more of a defensive mindset, understandably, in terms of that change for Nick Montgomery. Paul Ayongo, of course, a like-for-like change with Cummings, two strikers. Aquilina, no doubt, just there to provide a little bit of extra cover to deal with the threat of Daniel Arzani in particular. Slip by Miller. Drew Lobsdale. There's a clear hold in there. Advantage played, good two from the referee. Here's Ayongo. Mariners chance to seal it perhaps. Tepid, I think is the word.
Yeah, three such in the last few minutes. As Macarthur's grip just weakened slightly, not because of the effort they've put in, but a couple of the changes. They've deployed the extra striker, which you can understand, but you've got to get the supply line right. And it's not been coming, certainly from the near side. Arzani's been good. Jet Drew hasn't necessarily in the latter stages of this match been able to deliver. You've got two strikers in there. You've got to find a way of getting the ball into that penalty area, get them linking up, throwing their weight around.
You've been surprised that Craig Noon hasn't been called upon, at least not yet.
Extremely surprised.
There's some sort of an injury.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I could think. He's not quite ready to play.
Mariners now within 5 minutes plus stoppages of seeing out what would be a very hard-earned win. We've been saying that at the first time, talking of which Craig Noon is ready to go. Along with Jake McGing, it appears, for Macarthur. Ball by Aquilina left a touch short. It's a real arm wrestle. On we go, all stayed in play. Arzani can have a dig here. Why not?
He's been terrific since he's come on. And he's really taken the responsibility upon himself. The team's fought hard across the field to get back into the contest. But he's taken the responsibility when it's come his way to make something happen.
Whilst we were watching that replay, Danny Vukovic has been booked for time wasting. Those changes now made Jake McGee on for the goal scorer, Matt Miller. Jed Drew takes his leave, and Craig Noon is also with us. Next attempt by Dwight York to try and swing things back in his team's favour. Lifted over the top by Ayongo. Tulio can't control it. Confirmation of that booking for Danny Vukovic. Just for delaying the restart. Farrell's continued his run and he's beautifully found by Tullio. Mariners will be very satisfied with that field position. Holman has presented the ball back to Paul Iongo, but it came heavy off the left leg. Curto to get things moving again for the Bulls. By Vujica, inaccurately so though, and Triantis was there.
Hasn't been terrific again, Triantis. Chances he's been given this season, he's really aimed up strong again. They've been under a lot of pressure physically this second half. His teammates have found it difficult to reassert their authority, but he's always been very combative in those one-on-one situations.
Could be a bit of afters here. Talking of Triantis and Bachana Arabuli, who wanted to take revenge for what he felt was a foul, and both players are booked. Triantis and the Georgian. Frustration on his part. Macarthur, Triantis happy to take one for the team this late on in the game. It's his fourth caution of the season, puts him on the brink of a ban. Won't be worried about that just at this present moment. It's Craig Noon, fresh off the bench. Potovitis. Marzani. Into the channel by Noon. Arabuli helps it on, but Vukovic is there.
I think better he's been on starvation rations in the second half, Arabuli, but they're the moments you brought into the team, brought into the country to secure that ball and make something a little more tangible out of the opportunity. It's been hit and poke.
I can't remember the Georgian having a single chance tonight.
He had a header. He was beyond the front post in the second half. Get it back on target, but it's been slim pickings for him, that's for sure.
Tullio's ball just at the back of Vujica's head. It's cleverly done by Aspro Potovitis and by Vujica. Spoils it a bit with a heavy touch. Played every minute so far this season, Ivan Vujica, as we took over into 5 additional minutes. If it does stay this way, Harps, is that just about the right result for you or not?
Well, I think the Mariners were so good in that first half, probably yes. They haven't really been allowed to do much in the second half, but Macarthur, for all their huffing and puffing, and they've been much better in the second half so far. They haven't really threatened Danny Vukovic's goal as repeatedly as they might want to so far.
You trip there inside the box. He does go down, Craig Noon. Interesting one.
Still got the best part of 5 minutes to get something out of this. The second half says they deserve to be in the discussion.
Marzani. Reza Fagani not interested in any penalty appeals, and to be fair to Noon, he didn't appeal for it. It's his teammates. He's left a footed there on Tullio, which has stung the Brazilian. The Mariners continue. Tidied up by Aspro Potovitis. Vujica. Touched by Carter. Marzani. Strong challenge by Triantis, and away races Michael Roos, this to win it. And Aspro Potovitis was at his back. They want a penalty, the Mariners. Ali Reza Fagani again says no. Your your thoughts, Hubs?
Oh, I thought it was a penalty first up. They might get their chance here.
The two tired teams. The Bulls have got no defenders here. It's Paul Ayongo. Can they seal the deal? Oh, and Bushcock all the way through the back of Ayongo. That's not a penalty either.
A crazy finish to the game. There's a bullying challenge on halfway from Netritrianis to make the first chance. For Roos, that's pressing his back for sure, isn't he? Maybe shoulder to shoulder.
Maybe shoulder to shoulder. Let's have a look at this one. Well, there's a bit of contact. Maybe the ball's gone. You've seen him given.
Well,
And not.
yeah, happy for it to go on.
Ball's seriously short of time now. Noon needs a decent cross. They found one. Carter claiming he was pushed. Not very strenuously, it must be said. Dwight York's face, the epitome of frustration.
A frustrating outing for the team. Started the game well, coughed up a really cheap goal, played well again. After that, went down 2-0. Point to the rest of the half, where the Mariners could have been up 3 or 4.
Starting to open up a bit for the Central Coast at the other end as the Bulls push numbers forwards. This is Ayongo. Free kick, almost as good as a goal at this stage of the game for the Mariners.
No rush, will they? Managed to hang on. Now there'll be a certain measure of relief because White's team has come at them really strongly in this first half. But to be honest, their application in this second half should have been the entry level from the first half.
The Mariners have won both their previous trips to Campbelltown. They're on the verge of making it 3 out of 3. Here is their number 3. It's found its way through for Aquilina on the right. Bulls desperate to get the ball back. Nisbet, Tullio. Behind it goes. Corner. That might just do it for the Central Coast.
Less of a rush to start this one. Restart the game from here. Clear second place. Just seconds away from the Central Coast Mariners.
No surprise that they try and play a bit of kickball. It's going to read 3 home wins and 3 losses for the Bulls. They were much improved in the second half and the Mariners really had to work for their win. But in the end, they get the points. The Bulls paying the price for that very slow start to the game. The Mariners were excellent first 45. Macarthur set them on their way. Jason Cummings added a second. Matt Miller got one back for Dwight York's team in the second half, and they huffed and puffed, but couldn't quite blow the Mariners' house down. 3 wins on the spin for the Mariners as they maintain their record of having won on every trip to Campbelltown, and they cut the gap at the top to just 3 points on Melbourne City. Are they genuine contenders? The Bulls missing their chance to go second. Their up and down home form a concern for Dwight York. 3 wins, 3 losses now here in Southwest Sydney. Full time, Macarthur 1, Central Coast Mariners 2.